What's up, beautiful people? Today we are going to talk about the best, I'm going to give you a list of 10, maybe a few more mixed in, of the best essential oils for pesticide, that means to kill, bug repellent, to repel. I'm going to go over their properties. I'm also going to cover the best treatments or remedies for skin when you do get bit by bugs. That's ants, that's the no-see-ums, that's ticks, chiggers, and basically how to deal with those issues because it is summer and the bugs are out and we want to know how to take care of our families without using over-the-counter products that could potentially be harmful. Also want to say that if you have ordered, your name is going into a card and I'm giving 10% of my proceeds to a school for kids with disabilities. I moved my discount from 40% to 25%, and the code is 25 off. It's just that simple, 25 off at missysnaturals.com. So if you're interested in learning about the top 10 best essential oils and remedies for bug bites, no-see-ums, things like that, poison ivy, poison oak, stay tuned. Also, if you haven't voted for the Miss Health and Fitness contest, the vote is free, doesn't cost a thing. I'll put a link in the description box below. If you decide to purchase votes, it's $1 after the first vote, and those go to help the research of childhood cancer. Okay, so let's get started. Speaking of cancer, we know that a lot of chemicals are in our environment. We know that there's a lot of chemicals that are very toxic to our systems in things like spray-on bug repellents. If you combine them in the summertime with a nano version of a sunscreen, it can go below the skin surface into the bloodstream and cause a stroke or a heart attack. So be very careful with what you're putting on your family. Do your own due diligence and do your research. But a topical bug repellent plus and when I say nano, that means it's finely ground sunscreen together can cause a stroke or a heart attack because they have the ability. Nano is the ground so fine that it can penetrate through the skin. All right, so let's learn about first the top 10 bug repelling or bug killing essential oils and some remedies to help your family deal with things like ticks, chiggers, ants, mosquitoes, bugs getting in the house, stuff like that. Okay, number one is, actually it's a tie between cedarwood and fir. And they have both the best rate at repelling as well as pesticide, that's killing. Cedar, that's why your grandparents made closets out of cedar, chests out of cedar, things like that. And fir actually smells a lot like pine sol. To me, those are not bad scents, but they're not as popular as other essential oil scents, so those are not commonly used. But cedarwood also has the best antihistamine properties of any essential oil. You can put it directly on the skin without sensitivity, and it will calm the histamine, the itch, the burn, the sting from things like poison ivy, poison oak, chigger bites, ant bites instantly. It's one of the main ingredients in my super salve. My super salve is specifically designed to deal with all things skin and healing, such as bug bites, such as burns, such as poison ivy, such as ringworm. It's multi-level combination of essential oils and herbs. So cedarwood and fir are number one at both pesticide, that's to kill, and repellent, that's to repel. I used to talk about putting cedarwood and fir on cotton balls around your house, and that acts as an all-natural mothball. They will repel so well that it will keep away mice, rodents, it will keep away little scurry, furry things that want to hibernate in your house through the winter. And in the summertime, they will keep out cedarwood or fir, or the combination of the two is best. Keep out things like gnats, flies, those things that want to come in the house. They will also work very well if you diffuse them, say in the kitchen, whilst people are coming and going and the door's open, to help keep out all that stuff, you know, fruit flies, gnats, mosquitoes, flies, those kind of things. But those, cedar wood and fir are number one. And if you put them on the cotton balls and put them around your house, you know, you can stick them in boots, you can stick them in jacket pockets. Works very well at repelling, the very best, and also acts as a pesticide. You can put them in your laundry wash if you're dealing with things like bed bugs, scabies, trying to think, lice, any of those things. You can put them in your wash. So you can put, I would say 30 drops of each into a load. Not only will it smell great, it will kill anything that's in there. Number two is thyme. Thyme has thymol in there, which is excellent at killing. Again, it's another one that doesn't smell so great, so it's not super popular. It's in Listerine, the thymol is, and you can put it on your pets. The cedar wood, the fir, the thyme, you can put these with a carrier oil on your pets when they're out in the yard to help keep away ticks, fleas, things like that. But diffusing any of these in the home, thyme is very strong. It's one that has a very, you know, like your pizza, it's an Italian herb, so it's super strong, it's super astringent. In my humble opinion, cedar wood and fir do not smell bad being diffused in the house. But thyme is super strong, but it actually has the best pesticide killing qualities. So that's 1 and 2. I put cedar wood and fir together. Number 3 is citronella. Now you're starting to get into ones that smell better. So that's why they're commonly used in over-the-counter or topical natural pest repellents. But they don't have that pesticide killing ability. So citronella would be number 3. Smells great, has a light citrusy scent, very good at repelling bugs. It was in my garden goo that I sold a lot of for summertime to many homesteaders, to many people that were living off the land, out in the country, out in the woods. Works really good at repelling bugs and has a decent scent to it, a nice scent. Number 4 is lemongrass. Lemongrass is the cousin to citronella, and it's my new favorite. I reformulated the garden goo like 2 years ago and started putting lemongrass and Litzia Kuva in there, as well as grapefruit, and bergamot. Lemongrass, much like citronella, is really strong at its bug repellent qualities, but it's not a pesticide. So, but it's really, really good, a little bit more lemony. Some people would say it's even better, but lemongrass and citronella, the species, the plant, are cousins. So they're about evenly effective. Number 5. So we're gonna start getting into one that is not only good topically for things like funguses, viruses, but also is very astringent, good at healing, and that's tea tree. Tea tree is not as effective as citronella or lemongrass, but it does have a pleasant herby scent and is really good at repelling bugs, just not quite as good as the others mentioned. Let's see. Okay, number 6 is Litzia Kuva. It is a very small fruit that comes from Asian countries, and it is a peppery fruit. It's like a spicy berry. That's the best way to describe it. Highly antiviral and antifungal, very good skin oil, used in a lot of cosmetic products overseas. Very good at being antiviral, used for tuberculosis and pneumonia. But Litzia Kuva can sometimes burn straight on, so you want to do a patch test on that. I've never had it burn straight on. Super citrus scent. So it is amazing. It's even stronger with it's a citrus spice scent, and that's what the fruit is, a peppery fruit. So it's very citrusy with a little spice. Another wonderful one, like lemongrass, to diffuse in the air to keep out all those pests that are coming in the house. Number 7 would be eucalyptus. Eucalyptus also very herby, very minty, and I would put peppermint in there with this one. Eucalyptus and peppermint are about equally effective at repelling pests. They're not super used for repelling pests. Some people prefer them because of their minty, clean, crisp scent without being too herby. But Litzia and peppermint would be number 7 in effectiveness. Number 8 would be lavender. Lavender smells great. It is effective at repelling pests, but it's not as effective as, say, citronella, lemongrass, tea tree, your cedar wood or fir. But lavender, lots of good qualities about lavender, smells wonderful. But the further we get down the line, you're gonna notice that the more floral or the more citrus scent to the essential oil, the less effective they are. And you're gonna have, I mean, I can remember even bees coming around when I had on lavender or geranium or ylang ylang, because their properties are so high in that floral scent that it can sometimes attract. So lavender is a good one, and if you decide to use that one, I would blend it with something else. Often blended lavender with citronella in my garden goo, just to give it a much nicer scent without taking away from the pest repellent qualities, but something that people would actually want to wear. Number 9 is going to be your citruses. Bergamot is the best citrus to use if you're using citrus oils for repelling pests. It's just got more of a bite to it. It's more astringent, it's more herby, and its properties at repelling pests are stronger than any other citrus. You can use grapefruit, it's a good one as well. Your orange, tangerine, and lemon are not quite as effective, but bergamot and grapefruit are highly effective, just not quite as high as the other ones listed. Number 10 would be geranium. Geranium has a lot of properties for repelling pests. It's also one that you can use right on the skin, as well as lavender, cedarwood, to help calm the bug bites. Just helps with that histamine, helps to block the histamine, stop the burn. Ylang ylang is another one, but it didn't make the list as far as pest repellents, just too floral. Has a very honey, banana type scent to it, and it's a good calmer, but not as good as a repellent. So we'll go down the list one more time. Cedarwood, very good at calming histamine. The best. Put it right on after a bug bite. Put it right. It's much like jewelweed in the essential oil form. Calms the burn, the sting, of bug bites. So ant bites, chiggers, anything that flares up like that, cedarwood is the best. Also repels the best. That's why your ancestors made their closets and their trunks out of it. Fir would be along with that, but not as good as cedar at calming. So don't put fir directly on a bug bite. It's not gonna do the same thing cedar would. So cedar and fir, number 1. Number 2, thyme. Thyme can be very sensitizing to the skin, so it would need to be diluted in a carrier oil, but it's highly effective, and it's probably the best at putting on animals in a carrier oil for helping to repel pests and kill pests because of the pesticide qualities. So that one's number 2, with the fleas and the ticks and all that. Number 3, citronella. Number 4, lemongrass. Number 5, tea tree. Number 6, Litzia Kuva. Number 7, eucalyptus and peppermint. Number 8, lavender. Number 9, bergamot or grapefruit. Bergamot's better, but if you wanted to throw something in there for smell good qualities, grapefruit would run up behind it. And number 10 is geranium. Another good calmer that you can put directly on the skin to calm the bug bites and the ant bites and the chiggers and the ones that just scratch crazy and bother you and keep you up at night. All right, so in my super salve, I want to go over some of these ingredients that will help you with the bug bites, but different bug bites affect people differently. Some people are allergic to mosquito bites. Some people are highly reactive to fire ant bites, and if you live in the South, fire ants are something you're gonna have to deal with. Some people are more reactive to chigger bites, but either way, all of these ingredients are powerful at handling all of that. Jewelweed, the best antihistamine in nature. Comfrey, that's the healer. I did a video on that. Comfrey, plantain, and tea tree. Clove, that's your cleaner, your antiseptic. So if it's an open wound because somebody's scratching, can't let it go, and this can even be used on pets. It is so mild but highly effective with its natural properties that you can put it on pets. If it's an open wound that needs stitches, I definitely would not forego seeing a vet. Same thing for people. See a physician. This is for educational purposes only and not meant to be taken in place of the advice of a licensed physician. So your ginger, highly antiviral. The clove, highly antiviral, antiseptic, antibacterial, antimicrobial, and all of the above, antifungal. Plantain, that is your extractor. Helps to pull out any of the oils, say from poison ivy, poison oak. Plantain is super effective at pulling out bacteria, staph, any of that. Turmeric, another calmer for inflammation. It's got an olive oil base, organic olive oil, organic beeswax, organic coconut oil. The essential oils of cedarwood, that's the one that's the best at calming the burn and the sting of the bug bites or the itch. I mean, it will knock itch out. If you use cedarwood in the bottle directly on, they'll be like, lavender, calmer as well. Calmer and healer. Lemon, calmer, healer, antiseptic. Litzia Kuva, skin healer. Peppermint, skin healer, antiseptic, antiviral, antimicrobial. Sweet orange and tea tree and ylang. Ylang is a super calmer, super healer. Sweet orange, tea tree, both highly antiseptic, tea tree being antiviral, antifungal. So I hope that helps you understand how to deal with bug bites this year. You can take any of the oils that I mentioned here and put them in a spray bottle. You can put them in a spray bottle and use alcohol, say your wintergreen alcohol, and spray them on when someone has to deal with bug bite. Cedarwood, geranium can be used directly on. You can diffuse them in your home. You can put them in your laundry. There's several ways you can reach out to me and ask. You can leave a comment below. And I'm gonna wrap this video up, and I'm gonna say thanks y'all for the people who have purchased so far this month, and your name will go in a card and be put in to let our charity know that you helped out. Again, 25% off right now, Missy's Naturals. The code is 25 off, and from now on I'm doing 10% to a charity each month. And I hope that you'll check out the essential oils that I have. They are pure gas chromatography lab tested food grade oils. Let me speak on this for just a second. I probably should have started out with this. When you're using essential oils directly on the skin to calm, say for burns, bites, whatever, or to repel, you do not want to put just any oils from over the counter like at Walmart on your skin. Even some of the larger name brand essential oil companies cut them with synthetics. So if you're wanting to try to stay as pure as possible and avoid toxins, keep your frequency high, you want to do the God-made stuff. You want to do the stuff from nature. And again, some of the chemicals combined with things like sunscreen can cause heart attacks and strokes. So know what you're putting on your skin. Do your due diligence, peel back the label. All right, thanks.